Sri Sai Ram. Welcome to Sri Sathya Sai Loka Seva Gurukulam. Today we are going to see part 7 of the kingdom Plantae and Animalia. First we will start with the answers for the previous home assignment. Give the biological name of the economically important crop of different families. So in that I have listed only very few. You can see other examples from other families also. Rice, wheat, onion I have mentioned here. Rice is known as Oryza sativa. Wheat is known as Triticum aestivum. Onion is known as Allium cepa. When you are writing biological name, make sure that you are underlining it. Here I am just putting it in italics as we are typing it here. We will see the answer for the next question. The question asked was, what is trimerous condition and which family shows trimerous condition? Trimerous means something is 3. So here all the plant parts, especially in the flowers, it is arranged in 3 or multiples of 3. All the whorls, petals, sepals, everything will be in 3 or multiples of 3. The family Liliaceae shows this trimerous condition. Now we will see today's learning objective. We are going to study about kingdom Animalia. We will see the general characteristic feature in each and every major phyla which is present in the kingdom Animalia. The basics of classification of animals in details we are going to study. Now we are coming to the introduction part. In kingdom Animalia, it includes all the different kind of animals which is present in the world. It will include birds, insects and small animals which we cannot even imagine they are belonging to animal kingdom, and including human, all the organisms are present. And it is having wide variety of organism. You can see the difference between a squirrel and also a lion. You can compare it with that of the insect, right? So many different varieties are present. So in this kingdom, it is very difficult to classify, and it is having so many organisms which is present. So each and every organism has to be classified. And how they are doing this classification? When we are comparing, some of the similarity which is present between the organism is taken into consideration. Based on that, the organisms are classified. Initially, when the classification was done, it is a natural classification and artificial classification, so many different kinds are there. But now, using biotechnological tool, they are checking the genes which is present, and based on that also they are classifying. So the classification is based on different characters and different consideration is done, and based on that all the animals which is present in the world are classified. Now we will see some of the general characteristic feature which is present only in the kingdom Animalia. They are all multicellular organism. Multicellular means they are made up of more than one cell, multiple celled, and they are all called as eukaryote. Eukaryote, U means true. That means they are having a true nucleus which is present. Here I will give you a small example. In the bacteria, when you are considering, it is also having a genetic material, but it is not having a nucleus, right? It is having a nucleoid structure. But in animals, all are belonging to eukaryote, that is true nucleus we can able to see in the cell. And they are all heterotrophic organism. For the nutrition, for the food, they are depending on the others. It may be a live one they can eat, or they will eat the dead and decaying things, right? So we can see all the animals are heterotrophic in nature. They cannot able to synthesize their own food, and they are all eating habit we can able to see in them. So they are all ingressive and heterotrophic mode of nutrition these organisms are having. Then these animals are capable of doing locomotion, but we will see few examples and then exceptions which is present. Some of the organism which is present in the marine environment, say for an example the corals and sponges and all, it won't migrate, but during certain point of the time they will do this locomotion process. And some of the organism always we will see it will all move around, right? We can see the caterpillar which is moving around. So many organisms are capable of moving, but with some exceptions. And they are having increased sensitivity because they are having a well developed nervous system. Immediately they will respond to the environmental stimuli. It may be a touch or light or any stimulus will stimulate the organism to do some action. So their nervous system is extremely developed and it is very well developed and it is having high sensitivity. Now we will see based on what are all the things the animals are classified. They are very broad category, so many characters, based on that it is classified. Each and every characteristics, we will find a group of organism which is getting classified in that manner. First we will see what are all the features which is used for classification. Classification is dividing the organism, so distinctly how they are different from each other. Here the mode of organization, how the cells are organized, how the organisms are doing certain function. Based on that the organisms can be classified. Next one is symmetry. Symmetry means the organism, how we can divide the organism. Next, body cavity, the presence, absence are similar to body cavity, sometimes the organisms will have. Then based on the number of the embryonic cell layer the organisms are having, and presence or absence of the notochord which is present in the organism. Based on that all the characters the organisms can be classified. Now we will see the details of each and every character based on the organization, how the animals are classified. First, the body of the animals are multicellular, that we have already seen, that is one of the general characteristic feature in the kingdom Animalia. The cells, sometimes it will organize to form a tissue and all the tissues organize to form an organ, or sometimes the cell itself will do certain function. So we can able to see all the different categories how the cells are organized. Right? The cell itself will do a function, or a group of cells combined together it is forming a tissue, and the tissues are combined together it may form an organ. Say for an example, in sponges we can able to see it is an aggregate of cells. So many different kind of cells are present. Each and every cell is assigned with a particular duty, and based on that the organism will work. And so here the sponges are classified as cellular level organization. That means each and every cell has a function and it will perform distinctly and in a coordinated manner, and these organisms will survive because of the cooperative action of all the different kind of cells which the sponges are having. Then in cnidarians we can see the cells are forming a specialized structure and also function, and we can able to see little more complex organization, that is tissue level organization we can able to see in cnidaria. That is few cells combined together it will form a tissue and that will perform certain function. But in all the other organism apart from these two phylum, we are having all the other vertebrates, annelida, arthropoda, all the other organisms, they are having organ and systems to perform a particular function. Organ means a hand we are having, right? Like that system we are having digestive system, nervous system, like it is having collection of different kind of tissues, right? So it may be a organ grade or a system level of organization we can see in the all the other organism. So this is how the organization is classified into three distinct type. Now we will see the next one, symmetry. Symmetry is when we can able to divide the organism into two equal halves, that is known as symmetry. In what are all the various way we can divide the organisms into equal half? It is mostly related to the external morphological feature. When we are dividing human, we can divide from the longitudinal way into two equal half, but internal parts and all if you will consider, it may not be same. Liver will be present in the right side. Similarly, we can see the pancreas and the stomach will be present in the left side and all. So, internally we cannot able to see, but externally we can divide the organism into two equal half. That is how the symmetry is. And the two parts should be identical. Mostly it is externally. In that, the sponges, we cannot able to divide the organism into two equal half at any plane when we wanted to divide, because they are irregular in shape. Hence, these organisms are known as asymmetrical organism. Then we are having cnidaria, and up to echinodermata, we can able to see a radial symmetry. Radial symmetry is, imagine a circle, and in that circle we can divide in any plane, we can divide into two equal half. Say for an example, you can consider a dosa like structure, round shaped, and we can divide at any plane we wanted to divide, we can divide them into two equal half, but it is only in that circular path, right. So, this is known as radial symmetry. All the other animals in the the phylum, all the other animals are considered to be a bilaterally symmetrical organism or dorso-ventrally symmetrical organism. Dorsal side is the upper side and ventral side is the lower side. When we are dividing in that plane, we can consider that, and our bilateral symmetry is left and right. So, in either way, front and back or side to side, any one of the angle we can divide the organism into two equal half, that is present in all the other organisms, that is known as bilateral symmetry. Now, we will see based on the body cavity how the organisms are classified. The body cavity is having a name that is known as coelom. Coelom is a new term, please understand that properly. That is the small cavity which is present between the body wall and the food canal. You can check any of the human digestive system picture where the digestive system, between the digestive system and the body wall, there is a small place or space which is present. That is nothing but the body cavity. And based on the presence or absence of the body cavity, we can divide the organisms into three different categories. First one is in sponges, they won't have any coelom because they are not having any division between the cells, because they are having cellular level organization and a space between them, right. So, they are acoelomate organism, they won't have any coelom present. But in chordate, we can able to see a true body cavity, that is a space which is present between the body wall and the internal organ. Some of the organisms we may able to see a body cavity, but it is not coming under the category of the coelom, and these organisms are known as pseudocoelomate. Pseudo means false. So, false coelomic organisms are also present, they are coming in the roundworm category. So, these are some of the classification. The pseudocoelom I will explain, you will understand it little better in the upcoming slides. Now, based on the embryonic layer, how the organisms are classified? What is this embryonic layer? In a fertilized egg, it will undergo division, right, and then it will undergo blastula, gastrula and all. Then it will form three layers of the cell. They are known as ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm. These are the three layers which is present in the development process. When all the three layers are present, it is one of the important characteristic feature we can able to see in the animals. And these three layers are known as germinal layer because it is present in the development process of the organism. And these layers in various combination or in a distinct way, it will give rise to different parts of our body. Say for an example, the ectoderm, the outermost layer ectoderm, which will give rise to the skin, and the mesoderm and endoderm and all, it will give rise to different parts of our internal organs. So, it will give rise to various parts of our body. In that, sponges and cnidaria, they do not have this middle layer which is known as mesoderm. Hence, they are known as diploblastic animal. They are having only ectoderm and endoderm present in them. Now, what is the next thing? That is 3 layers we can able to see all the other organisms are having. Other 3 different layers, germinal layers they are having. They are ectoderm, endoderm, mesoderm. Since 3 different layers are present, they are known as triploblastic animal. Now, based on the notochord, the animals can be classified. If the notochord is present in the adult or in the embryonic stage, any one of them, then some animals it won't have at all, and the organism which is having the notochord during embryonic stage or adult are coming under the phylum Chordata. And all the animals which is not having this notochord is known as non-chordate. So, chordata and non-chordate are the 2 different categories based on the presence or absence of the notochord. Now, we will see overall how the animals are classified. It is a very big and complicated process. How they are classified, just carefully study this. First, when we are considering the kingdom Animalia, kingdom Animalia has multicellular organism. They are all eukaryotic organism. They are all heterotrophic organism. In that, we are having parazoa and eumetazoa. This is not coming in your text, but here it is mentioned, parazoa and eumetazoa. Parazoa, in that we have no symmetry, they do not have any tissues, and in eumetazoa they are showing the symmetry, and also they are having the tissue or organ level or even the system level of organization we can able to see. And based on the organization of the germinal layer, the phylum Porifera is divided in that category where they are having only 2 layers of the embryonic layers, that is ectoderm and endoderm. Hence, they are known as diploblastic. And we have the other other group, they are triploblastic animal. They are having 3 embryonic layer. In that, all the other phylum except the cnidaria is coming. Based on the symmetry, we can divide the organism into asymmetry, radial symmetry or bilateral symmetry. In the asymmetric group, the Porifera is coming because they are irregular in shape. But in radial symmetry, we can able to see in cnidaria, and also in we have already seen in echinodermata also this is coming. But the bilateral symmetry is coming in all the eucoelomate organism. Then here, based on the notochord, we are dividing the organism based on presence or absence of the notochord, and they are divided into chordate or non-chordate organism. Hope you understand the classification of the animals properly. With that, we are coming to the end, and now we will see the home assignments. What is coelom? How animals are classified based on the coelom? It can be asked for any of the characteristic feature used for classification. The next question is, define the germinal layer. Differentiate cellular level of organization from organ or system grade of classification. So, these are some of the home assignment questions. Hope you understand the video properly. Thank you for watching. Om Shri Sai Ram.